Ladies and gentlemen, we are already planetside. Welcome into the Beanami channel. I think I've figured out my recording problems. I think I've fixed the flickering from last episode, and hopefully we won't be showing you my results screen, which is what ended up happening there. Hopefully the previous recordings haven't been that bad, because I haven't noticed, and that would suck, but looking at my OBS right now, it's looking good again. So, we're going to get right into it, ladies and gentlemen. We're going planetside. Today, we're back. Similar lobby as the cursed recording lobby. We are going in with Mr. Tiny Tear once again leading the blue team. Ourselves with the commander on the reds. But joined today by Love Goth Girls, as we all do, I'm sure. And we are going to be very interested in Love Goth Girls' build. The commander called it out himself, and so we are going to be focusing on it. Now, something I'm noticing right away is that he's putting his commander at the bottom right mechs. This doesn't really make sense to me. I feel like you always want to end up at the top middle so that you're closer to the next mechs. Now, he's gone 3 wins into lab, into, I think, and then, yeah, he goes straight con, so that he can start marching himself over to the mechs. But it's going to take him more time, so I think it's a slight inefficiency. It's interesting to see, though, how many wins they've opted for. It's a total of 10, I believe, or 9, with 1 converter and an energy storage. It seems it's a lot more than I usually go for. Usually I'm going up with 6 wins, and maybe even a converter or 2. However, not. I love goth girls. So there we go. There goes his con. Off to the mechs. And then just builds wins immediately. And as many as they can fit in the space over here, which I respect. I respect it a lot. I think it's a very smart strategy. It gives you, immediate extra scaling. I usually have them just go and eat and then come and assist building. But we'll see how they fix that problem of having a little bit extra build power. They get me a con still, which is very nice. Love getting a con. And we're going to go scout to see if maybe a bombing run is viable. I figure probably all the higher OS players aren't going to be playing air, so maybe I can get away with something. And scouting, I think, is always the way to do it. Blue isn't really reacting to my scout at all. Maybe they think that old man is me, right? They don't know. I'm almost certain they do. Yeah, they have no clue. So I could be this position for all they know. And we're just gonna get a little scouty scout of the fact that there are 10 titles here, looking juicy. And what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do about those juicy looking titles? 3 converters apparently, which seems kind of dumb, but I don't know what that's about. But yeah, 0% converter right now. Wow, incredible. Just incredible. Pushing it all into a bomber, stalling on E. Just the fundamentals at Pi. At Pi time, we are failing on the fundamentals. Switching swiftly over to energy production, and we are just dying on wind, is really the problem more than anything. 2, 1, 3, 4. It looks like it's creeping back up, but I don't think I trusted it. Yep, and we go second solar. Do we go third solar? Because it's still at 4. Look at this. This has already been like half a minute. Okay, we're up to 6. Very nice. Wow, a whole 6. So much E flowing in. Up to 8. He needs light trans now. We forgot to watch the build. Okay, so he went just 2. So it looks like he finished this. We're at 2 cons. So it looks like his commander just helped finish this blueprint. We're at 2 cons, 2 res bots. He ate the metal and came back. Interesting. And then this guy's eating all of these trees, and then he's gonna, have it go out and eat more. Makes sense, of course. But it's incredible that this is the timing here, 4:30. It's out and about. I usually have my tier 2 con flying out to the commander at like 5 on the dot. So 4:30 is a pretty nutso timing, that's for sure. I don't. The commander was talking about how he didn't even have the metal to pay for it right away. The timing was so fast, and that makes sense. I think in 30 seconds he did have enough metal. So looking very, very nice. How is blue team doing? Is that their first tier 2? I think it might be. And there goes my bomber, by the way. Gets a salvo off, but it's not enough. Yeah. You really have to get a good angle. You really have to lay the bombs like this onto the titles. You can't go at that side angle. I dropped the bombs and it didn't even work. Well, if you want to go with one bomber, if I'd gone with two, I would have cleaved those in twain, which would have been quite powerful. In the meanwhile, I Love Goth Girls is just chilling. Got their 3. Does this hit all 3 mexes? Oh, I like it. I like it. Very solid spot, of course. And they just walked their commander away and had a res bot eat it. I guess that's the smart thing about moving your commander this way. But again, I feel like the same is accomplishable if you like put your lab by this mex and then walk your commander out this way, and then you get, you know, extra time. You cut extra time out of your con walking. So I feel like this could be optimized more. I like this build a lot. It is quite clean. 3, I mean, and maybe you can even go lab before the wins. I feel I'm higher and higher on lab before wins every single day. But maybe you do need the 3 just to be safe, because you're going to be spending, I mean, a tier 1 mix costs you 3 energy per second. You start with your 30 base off of your commander, so that's 9. You have 21 energy per second that you're making. So putting down the lab first might not be feasible, but I'll test it out maybe in a tech game soon. You know, transing your stuff around, getting a couple butlers out, transing those around, making sure to get the maximum out of the trans every time. It's looking pretty good. Oh, oh, oh! What's he doing? What's the guy doing? That was weird. All right. He was just humping the ground a little bit. And there you go, and then he goes and hands off the tier 2, probably. The micro is almost perfect from red. I like it a lot. This is the best way to do your eco. Just get the tier 2 bot tapping all of these mexes, and then hand it off. You know, Drongo showed us all, and light green seems to be doing the exact same thing. It's beautiful. I love to see it. He's even transing his BP around, which is also very smart, by the way, with your light trans. Not a bad idea at all from light green. So dark blue has decided it is in fact a tower defense game, and has built tier 1 artillery in our faces, which is never, you know, it's never quite as nice as it seems when it's from the opponent. He's cutting off both of these mexes, very annoying. Their C player here, their beach C player, is winning right now, as Old Man is kind of doing the build correctly. He's still got a frigate mixed in, which, I mean, it's respectable. You could, if say you think you're a micro god, right? I could see Armada frigates being really good if you just drag them around town into the sea. Let's give you guys a little picture of what I mean. You just drag them out here, you plop them in, and that could be quite powerful. But you know, it's about the broadsiding, and if they have any radar, it just kind of gets blown to bits, I think, very easily. And I think that's maybe where Armada frigates are best. You know, they can shoot more than the Cortex ones, and if you get us around, that's really good. With some dolphins, that would be very sick, I think. That might be the highest DPS, you know, tier 1 composition in the game. Actually, that's an idea that I have. I should start trying to make some shorts comparing damage and simulating some fights. I think that'd be a very fun concept. I always loved those videos from Winter and StarCraft 2, as Tiny Terror is doing a little bit of terrorism. Walks forward, D-guns, fucking a million units, and blows up his comm and Mr. Kamalchik's comm. Zero reaction, zero thought, head empty. There are now 5 Mausers on the front from the commander, and it is time to fight. So what are we going to do with them? We're going to target... Okay, we're going to turn around and target the resbots. Very good. Very good. Get them off the metal immediately. Love to see it. What is the goth chick doing? We are doing things correctly on the front. Wow! This is a fuck ton of BP. This is 11 tier 1 con turrets. Am I crazy? Yeah, this guy certainly doesn't have it. He's spread it out into butlers instead, which is very respectable. I Like Goth Girl, Love Goth Girls has just chosen to do 4 butlers, making a huge amount of wins here. I kind of respect that. They're doing it quick, right? Is it well? How fast do they do this? One every 5 seconds or so, 3-4 seconds, and then he's got his the the solo con just working away. Pre-8 the lab. Very spicy. Very, very spicy to go a quick Aphis here at minute 10. When you got it tight like this, you're going to be making a lot more energy than Mr. Teaspoon very, very quickly. Let's have a little look here. Energy produced 220 versus 192k. But I think if this Aphis just goes smoothly up, there's just no if and or but about it. This looks perfect, dude. And by the way, tier 2 lab is on front. Dark Blue got very greedy, put down his static, put down a tier 2 lab, multiple con turrets, and what's going on back here? We're finally getting some snipers out. Bro, I guess he made his own tier 2. I really don't know what happened to this poor guy, Mr. Chtinik. By the way, purple, we didn't see it, but he got swarmed by dolphins, I think, over here. He just kind of AFK'd his lab and his and it just all died to dolphins alongside his commander. It's kind of sad, as that grave attests to here. Rip, indeed. This is quite a powerful image. I find a different a strange color gravestone in front of a different color base, like the same team gravestone in front of a different color base. Very interesting. How could that have happened? Who could have done that? Who could that have been? What could have happened there? A little bit of a rage quit, perhaps? Got him. Got that purple player. Man, it's crazy to see purples raging. I mean, who knows even how much OS he was. I wasn't looking at that. It doesn't matter too much, does it? But it's always funny to think that these higher OS players are out here raging over shit like that. He could even try and revive his calm, It's certainly not over. He got this island. He's protected it properly. He was very much so in the game. Having the island is really a huge difference maker. So I think it's quite good. Mr. Void's Fury has certainly enacted some fury upon his opponent here with a plasma artillery battery locked and loaded. And he's just going to put another one down here that's going to harass Blue's base. Incredible. 19 OS, 6 chevs. This guy loves the fucking game. I don't think I've ever seen somebody who loves this game quite like this man clearly loves this game. Now, Dark Blue does just have the option to build his own tier 1 artillery on the high ground, and then it'll be able to target the gauntlets on the low ground. That is unfortunately the hard counter that exists inside of the Supreme Isthmus map and just the way it is built, right? This verticality that we don't often look at here on the Beanami channel, it gives the Dark Blue player the additional range to hit that plasma artillery there, and they'll be able to get back on the sea. It's actually a very powerful position, oddly enough. I don't know how you get a con down here. I don't know how you get this guy here, but the fact that it's there means that he can very easily put a sea lab down here, which I don't think a con from up here could do, right? Because you'd have to kind of actually be able to reach really far to be able to put a lab down. So the fact that that con is there is really sweet, because then he can use all this BP he's put up here to get a lab going from over here. Now he's putting up a ton of torpedo launchers, which is kind of meh. Like, I'm not really sure why. Energy storage, even though he's been overflowing metal for forever. Bro just kind of switched to playing the sea. His front base dies. He's like, flows, fuck you, you do it. I think the commander could definitely be turning his starlights back around every now and again. What's the range differential here between a sniper and a starlight? 900 versus 950. So actually starlights have a longer range than snipers. So yeah, there we go, nicely turning them back around. I think we suffered some losses back here that were very consequential. All the Mausers, I think, ended up dying over in Dark Blue's base, but it was a very good trade. I think I did some interesting attack attempt, maybe? Did I do that? No, probably not, from the look of things. As Volva and the rest are going in, but I want to. I'm making bombers. I wanna attack. But I've decided to go tier 2 instead, while building an Aphis, and not reclaiming my fusion reactor alongside building an anti-nuke. This just sucks. What am I doing? Any reclaim that I'm sipping on, perhaps? Maybe if I sent an Aircon out here to get this 3,000 metal, you know, get a little sip on, we could be talking about doing all this at once. But I really need to focus in, stop the bomber production, eat up, and eat this fusion reactor too. Okay, here we go. Lock in, Binami. There we go. Finish your anti-nuke like a gamer. Because honestly, at this point in the game, with how the commander's push is going, ooh, and by the way, this was a sad moment. Maybe you saw it on the mini-map. There were a bunch of ticks that kind of threatened to go this way, so the commander kind of follows them. But then the guy, Pond, redirects him over here into light green. And the commander, thinking, I think probably just microing forward where he thought the pawns were going, just gets flanked by the hounds immediately, because all the pawns are gone. And so we end up good. Look at that. Love Goth Girls is telling him what's what, as they should be, because like, what the fuck, help the fucking starlights, bitch. Now the commander could be spamming Jags and kind of fixing the problem on his own by the look of things. 3,000 metal in the bank, but you know, hey, it happens to the best of us. And it's still 5 starlights with some tier 1 in front of it. I'd say, you know, Jags could really be the finishing blow right now. They're kind of sniper fodder though, which for 300 metal, maybe not the best sniper fodder. Maybe honestly, tier 1 vehicle labs. Just go tier 1 vehicle labs. You've got your tier 2 vehicle con. You can build the tier 1 lab and just spam the tick equivalent, that little rover guy in the bottom left, and that could be your spam, baby. It could take away your pain. So their pond player went tier 2 as well. Shameful. Absolutely shameful behavior. The commander is just rolling the starlights forward as Bulva is too afraid to confront the tide of starlight which the commander has unleashed here. Are they going to unleash a blast or two on the titles? Nope. Turning towards the converters. Do they see? They don't see. Pew! Oh! One tier 2 bomber taking out 2 starlights almost instantly, and damn, they just blow up. What the fuck? I guess a rocket got him. Unlucky. As we are now here to support Dark Green. Feels like he has been forced to make tier 2 bombers, and we are still not on this Aphis. Oh my god. What is going on here? So I come and take the fight. I lose it, which is a bit embarrassing, because I have torpedo bombers, which are now also dying. But they got some decent value, I think. Looks like we took out a couple ships with them. And now, right, Void's Fury should just know, okay, I could just take these cruisers to the end of the world, I can just win. Right? He's even just confident enough to put the flag up behind it, and I guess that's valid. You know, if he's so damn confident that he's just gonna roll over this guy right now, hey, you do it, King. You just roll over that guy. But if he doesn't here, then there's a big problem. Big problem. Void Terror has no E, as he's desperate to upgrade his AGO, or Tiny Terror, sorry, not Void Terror. Just getting run over by the tier 1 tanks. Lovely follow-up by Mr. Ananza. The tier 1, the medium tank, the 2 lab medium tank follow-up to a good front push is really frequently the nail in the coffin. Like, you know, if the front push isn't perfectly microed, if the unit balance isn't there that perfectly, you know, AA, Jaguars, Starlights, maybe even Mausers are a required part of the composition, I don't really know, and it's not perfectly microed, you'll frequently find yourself dying without a good, you know, tier 1 follow-up from somewhere else, and this is it. 2 lab, you could go full medium tank maybe if this guy had been a bit greedier early, but whatever. It's still looking really good, as, yeah, he just needs an advanced converter actually. Should just be scaling, but whatever. Doesn't really matter too much at this point. We've taken out so very much. Good. Unmicroed, under the torpedo launchers, all of the BP just gets to chill. Incredible. This is how you lose. Oh, this is Trump level tactics. That's all I gotta say about what Mr. Void's Fury has done here. This is a 6 Chev player, folks. These players exist in your games. Can you believe that? 6 Chevs, and this is what we're out here doing. Just incredible. So, like, does this cruiser come out at full HP, or how does that work? It comes out full HP. Yeah, it's so over. Wow. Like dark blue didn't even, we see here, by the way, the big boat didn't even get microed backwards. This is somehow wrecked over here instead of somewhere over here on the big boat, and blue kills both. Oh my god. And then you just look back, the guy has 0 metal. It says a minute. I swear it's just a minute. The commander could just feed this guy all the metal that he needs to finish it in theory. And a flagship versus 2 cruisers should win. Should win. But is that really what the investment the commander wants to make? Obviously not. He wants to sit here. He wants to chill. He wants to make some APHIS, just like me. I finally did it. I ate one of my fusions. Thank God I got serious. As Dark Green has been on tier 2 lab for a while. He's got his 3 fusions that have been rolling for a while. I'm finally on my first APHIS. It's been really awkward. I'm not gonna lie. This was a really awkward game. If they had gone multi-air this game, if I had been properly scouted, that I was just fucking around and just absolutely sconced with my units and my build and my eco. Oh. What's that? What's that I see? Oh. My heavens. A nuke has hit the building. Fortunately for Mr. Chetinik, his fusions were farther up, so that's something. That's a saving grace for him. But can these shoot? Yes. The snipers can still blast off as often as possible. So, let's see here. I don't think there's enough subs to pull this off against tier 2. Wow. I mean, 20 subs could pull this off. Although 20 times 400 is like 8,000 metal, so I guess that's why. As we've got some anti-spam Juno missiles coming in. It's important, you know, to make some Juno missiles every once in a while to hold back the annoying spam. Although it looks like we're kind of firing on ourselves. Who's shooting those? That's not us. Where's the Juno at? Who built the little Juno action? Was it the commander? Nope, that's an anti-nuke. There it is. There's the Juno. The commander is shooting him. And I guess Mr. Ananza is just not responding to them. He's built his own tier 2 lab. Let's go. Wait, Starlights! Starlights to help the sea! Let's see how it goes, folks. I'm excited. I wonder if it'll do anything at all. Kamalchik is here to help his Kamal homie. The Turks are still in the building. Oh, dude. They're bringing the kebab to the front line, you know what I'm saying? Look at these, the fiends out and about. Oh, the Starlight! The Starlight is fucking this battleship. Targeted onto the next one. Oh my god, Ananza. How many of these is he gonna kill? Is he gonna get both? Oh, come on, get it right. Yeah, these torpedo launchers are omnidirectional. Okay, man, we really gotta try and snipe the low boats. I guess this this battleship looks low, but it's 3,000 HP. Yeah, this is 1,400. Wow, and he just backs the fuck off. No freaking way. And we're just gonna get to eat all of this? Wow. Old man right back in the game. Thank you, Light Blue. There is 5,000 metal still chilling here. And there's 2,000. Jeez, it has been an absolute battle in this sea by the look of things. Mr. Atlas has been fighting his ass off. Tiny Terror being assaulted by the flag. And hey, look at that. The flagship is doing it. I mean, wow. The flagship is doing it. Have they buffed the flag? It really does feel like, I mean, maybe it's just the Armada one that's crazy like this. Look at all these guns it's got. Jesus. Well, quite a fun game. We love Goth Girl's build, but I think it could have been refined a little bit. A little bit. The 11 cons after tier 2 to the 11 con turrets after tier 2 to immediately put it all into an Aphis after just look at this, 4 butlers and one con. And it's just like perfect. And then they just make a random nuke in between and get huge value off of that because nobody's good enough in this lobby to do their anti-nuke timings. He's just shooting he's shooting off some more nukes, having some fun after the game's over. Well, you love to see it. Magenta fought hard. One of those sea games where you fight hard all game and it feels like you're losing, and then you look up and suddenly you've won. A beautiful game, a fantastic game, and I'm glad that there weren't any more of those awful, awful, awful recording bugs. It seemed to be just me recording my full screen ended up causing it, but very weird and annoying. TBH. But glad we got a good recording in. Glad we got a fun new build order in for tech. It seemed like it worked really well. I mean, that was a tier 2 lab up, tier 2 delivered to Geo at 4:30. I mean, that's a pretty nutty timing, if I'm honest, and I respect it. I respect it greatly, and very solid follow-ups. Just going Aphis, I mean, I love it. I love just, yeah, fuck it, I'm going Aphis, bitch. Boom, 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 boom. Skip the fusion. We're going Aphis at 10 minutes. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. I think I'm surprised we put down a Citadel instead of just making a walking anti-nuke out of the tier 2 lab, but I guess we were pushing that Aphis so hard. We don't have the metal right then. And I guess it's valid, right? At 10 minutes, if after that, and that's why the 11 con turrets are so important. If after you get your Aphis down at like 11 or 12 minutes, you then put down conversion and then immediately a Citadel, I think it should be ready for a 15-minute nuke shot, right? Which is kind of the fastest you'll see people rush it. So it's a solid build. It seems like a very, very solid build. Couple Marauders to just finish it up. You love to see it, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you love to see it. Thanks for coming plan side with me. Don't forget to leave your replays in the comments down below, because I want to commentate some of those. Hope you get better at the game. Give you some interesting feedback on your builds and how to improve, what areas you are liking in, and where you might find improvement, what sorts of things. Hey, maybe it was your team's fault, you know? I'm willing to give you those opinions as well. I think I did end up getting through actually alongside these Marauders, which was cool, but it really wasn't the final blow. I think we were just kind of holding very nicely. We were just thick eco wise. I mean, it's ridiculous, right? We had just a huge eco advantage. So very fun game, very just solid, putting the pressure, good build from your tech. Turns into advantage because our Geo player is able to get in with all those starlights, wipe Tiny Terror off the map, put so much pressure onto the enemy team. They're forced into units. They're not ecoing properly. We're getting big behind it. It's beautiful. It's classic. It's beyond all reason. So thank you for coming along. Leave a little like. Leave us a little subscribe, because if you made it this far, I know you loved it. And I'll see you again next time when we analyze another replay. Bye for now.